Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world watching. Welcome back to Allotment Chronicles episode 2. And this is a video of all the time-lapse footage of all the progress I've made on my allotment plot so far. Apologies ahead of time. Some of these videos, I think as I mentioned at the end of the previous video, are shot in portrait. And this YouTube thing, I'm learning, I'm getting used to it. So there's still a couple of things that I need to get familiar with, editing being one of them, but just simply filming in landscape is another one as well. So as you can see here, I'm just clearing the front area of my shed, which was overgrown with really big clumps of grass, dandelion. It was actually quite hard to see the paving slabs. You can see from the still pictures here sort of what condition it was in prior, and now I'm just again clearing sort of around the area. There is actually a little bed there to the right next to the polytunnel. I'm hoping to put some flowers in it at some point. And then this pathway was just crazy with dock leaves, mare's tail. You can sort of see the finished area there. And again, so there was actually a horrendous rainstorm, which meant that the path across the front of the polytunnel to get onto my plot was just a mud bath. So I'm actually clearing the front area here, and I've picked up some paving slabs off Facebook Marketplace for free. So you'll see me laying these in a moment once the side bed's a little bit clear there as well. That's just the still footage. This is me laying the flags. It did actually cut off the time lapse after I laid the first flag, and I thought I was recording the whole thing, which was a little bit annoying. But as you can see, I've laid 3 flags there. And this is me just working on the right hand side of my plot now. I'm really trying to get to the top end of my plot. You can see in the background there, just overgrown with stinging nettles and stuff, but there is actually a compost bay in the corner there. So as you can see, I'm just sort of moving back the membrane. There was actually an existing path underneath that weed membrane with some wood chip on. I think the previous person to me had just covered it with this plastic stuff. So I'm kind of just digging it up, pulling all the grass off the top of it, relaying it just so it looks a little bit neater, and then just working my way down the fence there. So this is Operation Polytunnel now. As you can see, they're just full of rubbish. Netting, weeds, mare's tail. I don't know what this plant was or what this weed was, but as soon as you touched it, it was just like fluff everywhere. And because it had been raining, it was all sticking to me, and it was just horrible. There was quite a lot of panes of glass, so I'm thinking that the previous owner had maybe had a greenhouse on, or must have had a greenhouse somewhere on the plot, but for some reason it's not there anymore. But yeah, there was just loads of panes of like smashed glass and stuff, which is what I'm clearing now, putting in the wheelbarrow. I had to take it to the tip because I've got no need for it, because I've not actually got a greenhouse on my plot at the moment, just the polytunnel and the shed. But it's somewhere to get out of when it's raining, so I'm not complaining in the slightest. I'm gonna leave this project for a rainy day, so I'll just keep coming back into doing work on the polytunnel. Don't know if you can see it very well. Again, another video shot in portrait, apologies. But you can see there just how bad the rain was. It was absolutely torrential. But this is a different day. Back to the path along the side of the allotment plot, going up towards up the fence, up towards the existing compost bay in the background. Now this was actually the worst bit. It was just all couch grass and big clumps of grass, and trying to get it in that bag was just really difficult. But we're making progress, doing a little bit at a time, and that's all you can do. I'm really trying not to get overwhelmed with it at the moment. I'm just turning up and doing a bit at a time, and I'm happy with what I'm doing. I can visibly see progress that's happening. I think that's what's important with a new allotment plot. I mean, obviously I'm an absolute novice. I'm not an expert, but just from watching other content creators on YouTube who've got an allotment and who are vlogging the progress on their plots, a lot of them echo the same message in that, you know, you've kind of just got to do a little bit at a time and not get overwhelmed, and just turn up, say you're going to do a project, say you're going to do a section, do it, and then go home. Here I was digging out loads of roots of mare's tail and stinging nettle roots. And there's, for some reason on my plot, there's loads of Himalayan balsam, I think it is. I think it's like a pink flowering weed. It's invasive and it's non-native, so the more I can get rid of that, the better. So now begins Operation Compost Bay in the corner. The next couple of videos, again, a time-lapse footage of me just clearing this absolute jungle. Consisted mainly of stinging nettles and a humongous root network of stinging nettles. It was ridiculous. So I'm just clearing off the bits of the top here. So I've just been clearing the existing compost bay, and clearing all these stinging nettles, and just seen a little bit of movement, and I thought, oh my god, what is that? It's a little frog. Did actually see one yesterday down there, so I don't know if it's the same one or whether there's a family living here, but I'm gonna have to disturb him. But I'm a bit, I don't really want to have him in my hands, to be honest with you, even though I've got gloves on. So I might have to get a spade or something just to carry it somewhere else, because there are ponds down there, so it needs to be by the water. Again, it's so annoying not having a compost bay, because at the moment everything I'm pulling up is just going into these bags, and I think I've got about 12 or 15 sat outside my shed at the moment as we speak, and it's just a bit of an effort to ferry them back and to the car, because my plot is like right in the corner of the site, away from the road. So I've been down here about 15 minutes and I could only find one glove, and I've only got one pair of gloves. I have ordered some off TikTok shop. I think I've got like how many pairs have I got? 5 pairs, 10 pairs, 15 pairs, I can't remember. But I've only been using the one pair so far for everything. And I come down this morning and I looked everywhere for it, and could I find it? Could I bugger it? But just found some scrunched up nettles from yesterday, and the glove was underneath them. No idea. Anyway, found it now, so we're gonna carry on tackling. So I did that yesterday and did that bit yesterday morning. Now we're gonna do the back bit, so hopefully by the end of the morning, I think I've got about an hour before I need to go home for work. So hopefully we'll be able to see the fence by the time I finish here this morning. So as you can see there, as I'm cutting back pulling up the stinging nettles, there's actually a layer of carpet which the stinging nettles have grown through. Now underneath the carpet there is actually some really, really good soil. It's just there's so many stinging nettle roots like within it that I'm just gonna have to really like go through and sift it all out and stuff. Okay, so you can see the fence now. Pretty happy with that. But check out the size. Check out the size of some of these stinging nettle roots that I've pulled out. Absolutely massive. So, excuse the train in the background. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull all the carpet back. What is it about carpet, by the way, on old allotment plots? I've seen it loads on like people who've got allotment plots on YouTube, and I don't know why. Is it to somebody explain to me please, because it baffles the brain a little bit. So that's another morning done. Done the compost bay in the background. Still a lot to go, but we're doing a bit at a time. We're getting there, and that is the most important thing. Got until spring next year. I'm not planning on growing anything over winter, just want to get it ready and prepped. So yeah, a lot of graft. So here's just the before and after of the compost bay in the corner. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.